Welcome to J400 training, section 7. In this section we'll see how the error management and the diagnosis work. Here we have the error page. Here you can see the list of all errors that are supported by this ECU. So here we have gas injector's error. It could be for disconnection of gas injector or for a short circuit. The reducer pressure, if we have some problem about pressure, maybe it could be the sensor that has some problem, maybe, or the reducer itself, or hose is broken and so on. The same as the intake manifold pressure, so this is about mainly the sensor of the hose or the hoses. Water temperature and gas temperature, they are about the temperature sensor. And here we have an error for supply voltage. If the 12 volt goes too down for low battery and so on. We have the lock-off, reducer and tank, if there is some problem on the lock-off valve. This error petrol injection number, it's about the signal of petrol injector. Maybe if there is some problem in while switching to gas, while changing over to gas, because wires are not connected in the right way, it will be the error you will see, because we will lose some petrol injector signal. This could be made even if some wire is not connected at all. And for last we have the two errors about the adapting section. If these errors are enabled, there is a range that we tolerate that the adaptivity works. When we go to the maximum value allowed, the error will turn on. Now we'll make a simulation. We are on gas now. Now I will disconnect a gas injector, so you will see how it works, the error management. So now I'm going to disconnect the gas injectors. Now I have disconnected an injector, so we'll take a little bit. Now you hear that the switch is playing this sound, and as you see here, gas injector 3 is in open load. This is meaning that we have lost the signal of the gas injector, so we cannot sense if it's connected. And as you see here, time injection gas is on 0 because we are going to petrol now. I have pressed the button, so now we have this error recorded here. The first time I will switch on the car. Okay, now the car is off and the error is stored here, so it means that it has been stored in the ECU because it happens in the last using of the car. Now I will turn on the car again. The gas injector detecting is made when we are on gas, so while we are on petrol there will be no more signal about this. Now I will switch to gas. Okay, now I am on gas again. And now the error came back again. So you see that we have recorded one because it happened in this section, and stored one because it happened in the last session. Okay, now we can erase the error, but before erasing the error we take a look to the main page. As you see here, diagnosis, it's blinking red here outside because it means that there is an error in the ECU. So now we will erase the error and we are okay. And this is the diagnosis page. Here we can make some kind of diagnosis, so we'll see them one by one. First of all, we'll take a look to active diagnosis. This test must be made when vehicle is on, so the engine is on and is running on petrol, as we are in this moment. So we can check the switch, so pressing here and follow the instruction. So press OK and check LED and buzzers on the switch, then press the switch itself to complete the test. You will see that all the LED of the switch are blinking and it is also beeping. Okay, so you have to see that all LED are blinking and that the buzzer is playing the sound. Okay, so here you can hear the sound. Now we'll press the button on the switch. Okay, and as you see here, it's turned green because the switch is okay. Then we can test if the lock-off valves are connected properly. It would be asked if you have a shut-off valve on the tank, because for example in some CNG system there is just the front one. So we'll have to wait a little bit. Okay, so we have both lock-off valves. For last we have the gas injector active diagnosis. So we click here and it will be made a test if the gas injectors are properly connected. As you see here, we have still the disconnected gas injectors from before, and in this way we can test if it's connected even if we are on petrol. So you see here that the gas injector is not detected. Now I will reconnect the gas injector. Okay, so we can remake the test. Okay, now you see that the test has been completed successfully. Here we have the enable single injectors section. We have to switch to gas into using this section. So now we switch on gas. Okay, we are on gas now. So here you can see the injection timing of petrol, and here the injection timing of gas. So you can select to switch off some channel, for example channel 1. Okay, now you see the green tick here. That means that the first channel is off. This means that the first channel is going only to petrol, and this kind of diagnosis is really useful when you need to check if the wires are connected properly in the proper sequence. Here we have the single injectors adjust. It is possible to change a little bit the mixture for any single channel. So we can, for example, adding 10 points. These are you have to consider it as 10 points of the map, the mainly map, the map for the mapping section. And in this case you see that we have made a little adjust on the first channel. So you see that here as injection timing we have time that is a little bit higher than the other three. Okay, this is more higher and more higher and so on. So we reset the value because it's not needed on this car. You could find this utility useful on cars that have two banks. The two banks are not balanced, so maybe you need, because some have longer hoses and so on, you will need to adjust a little bit these values. In ECU gas inputs you will see the converted values that you can read even in other parts of the software, for example RBO, pressure and temperature and so on. Here moreover you have the 12 volts under key. Okay, it could be useful to check it. And on the right you have the original values. These are the values that are read directly from the microprocessor inside the ECU. Here on the info page we can see the ECU total working time, so how much time the ECU traveled on petrol, how much time it traveled on gas. This could be useful to understand how much the car worked with a certain type of fuel, you know. And for last we have the logger section. You can see here various channels that we have in the logger. Okay, the selection of channel is being made here on the left. So if you want to see, for example, gas injection 2 instead of petrol time, these are the channel of gas injectors and petrol time injection. Here we have the reducer pressure, manifold pressure, lambda sensor if you want, and RPM, gas temperature and water temperature. So to making the logger works in real time, we press play here, and so we can see all the values that are read from the ECU. For example, now I will stop it, yeah, and here on the left you will see the values of the every moment you select by moving the mouse pointer on the main monitor here. So for example, here the purple line here, the lambda sensor, you will see how it's oscillating. So here from lean and to rich, so 0.78 to 0.8, and then it come back to 0.15 and so on. You can see even here below on the left we have the monitoring of the OBD bank, and if we are working in closed loop or open loop. Another useful thing about the logger is that you can record a little log driving by the road, for example, and then save it and store it for later. I mean, now this is a log, you will see the injection timing and the RPM and so on changing. Okay, now we'll stop it and then I'll save it. Okay, maybe in another session I can, for example, reload it. When I load a logger, you see here the connection monitor turns red because we go in offline mode, and here you can see all the channel of the log. You can move along with the mouse, and you can, for example, move in the part that you want of the log. Yeah, as you see here, for example, you see gas injection changing and petrol time changing. So if you want to see, for example, the reducer pressure that is more evident, you can make more zoom, for example, you know, as you see, you can move it here with these arrows and make it even more larger, okay, so you can see it in a better way. You can put the channel all at the same distance, one from the other one, so by clicking here, okay, so you see that the reference, that is this symbol here, they are almost everyone at the same distance from each other. And it is possible to enlarge time windows, so you see that here it's you see more information. I mean, this is the wall log, for example, or you can zoom it and see here in a more larger way. Okay, so the logger is very useful. So you can also send to assistants a previously saved log, so even the assistants can take a look to it.